Hello. Okay, so this is me continuing on with the signs through the houses. I've already done Aries and Taurus. Here I am starting up again with the sign of Gemini through all 12 houses. I'm definitely going to timestamp it, but starting with the 12th house first and working my way on down to the first house. So it's not going to be in ascending order, it's going to be in descending. And let's just talk about real quick how or what Gemini is doing, and the purpose that it plays in our lives, in our charts. Okay, so Gemini is always dealing with other people. So where that shows up, other people can be a theme, right? And about making decisions, having the ability to make choices, communication, the mind. I know that a lot of people put a lot of focus on Gemini being about communication, but if you have ever been someone that's dealt with Geminis or mercurial energy, you know that a lot of it is not about communication too. It's more about the thought process, our mental, how a person thinks, and the effects that our experiences has on our perspectives. That's a lot of what it is. Gemini is dealing with the local environment, the local community, people that make that up, that like the neighbors and family and friends, right? And the opposite of that is Sagittarius, which is outside of the community, outside of the culture. Gemini is culture, and Sagittarius is other people's culture. Expansion. Mercury, Gemini, restrictive, sometimes too. So keeping all this in mind, this is pretty much the turn or the twist that it takes on each house. And with that Gemini placement there, what we could be experiencing mentally, how things could be affecting us, our customs, culture, information, knowledge, and what we decide to do, like the decisions we do that we make with the information that we are given, right? And so without further ado, I'm going to go through each house and explain. It's not everything, because I can't give, this is just really surface, because I can't really give details. Like if I gave as many details as I wanted to, it would just keep going and going and going. Okay. I have people that order birth charts for that. Okay. So I try to give as much information as possible, which is typically a lot, with the time that I'm giving, and with, this is being a platform that I'm just putting out multiple videos on. So with that being said, you can be someone that wants to just hear about, because maybe people with Gemini in different houses, so maybe you're a person that wants to watch this straight through. Maybe you're a person that wants to just go to your particular placement. Then that's fine as well. Okay. So without further ado, I'll see you around to where Gemini is playing out in your house. Thank you. Okay, so let's start this right now. I'm starting with the 12th house. Okay, so if we take a look at Gemini in the 12th house, this is what we're seeing playing out for, or some of the things that could play out for the individual. So, in the 12th house, or this placement in the 12th house, is where you will see people that has insight into the spiritual realm and communicate between realms. Okay, so really, what this looks like to me is like somebody with an active mind, and someone that, and when I say active mind, you can think beyond what information that you're given and see through things. You can see through things that people say. You can see through people when they show up, and you can think outside of the box. So you could take information that you learn or that's given to you, or even talking to people. It could be like through communicating to people, and then you can take it further. Like you could be someone that may be able to predict what could happen for someone, and give them insight that could be outside of what they typically could do. So you could take someone that's going through something, and they could be communicating to you about what they're going through, and you can tell them or give them insight on, well, maybe you could do it this way, or people can actually talk to you, and you don't even have to say anything really, but they can talk to you and feel or get answers or feel better just by talking to you. So you could be like someone that has some sort of spiritual inclination, and this could actually put you in a position to where you can have access to regular knowledge, everyday knowledge, and things that you're taught. However, you could feel a disconnect with that. So you could be someone that's intelligent on things outside of typical everyday knowledge or book smarts. You could be like an old soul, or like someone that thinks beyond that, and maybe highly intuitive as well. So you're able to see things that goes on beyond what is physically happening. And you could be someone that had the laser communication. You can know there could be nonverbal people with displacement. And you develop other skills like your intuition or other skills if you were not able to communicate verbally, like if that was not your strong point. So this could be too to where you don't fit in or you don't click with people when they're just having everyday conversations. They have to be talking about something more on your level. All right. Also, so this could show someone that could have been isolated because of their communication, or feeling isolated from friends or people in their immediate environment because of this communicative aspect or non-aspect. And you could be someone that feels like you're unheard, but it's just because you do not communicate. You don't have that connection to just communicate about certain things. It's like your mind is elsewhere, otherworldly. I'm saying I be going in between you and they. So just please ignore me when I do that, okay? Because my intention is just to explain it using they instead of you, but then I make it personal. So Gemini 12th house, they may take a while to speak or face experiences that they cannot speak about. And this could be abusive experiences as well. Or being told, no, don't say that, shut up, be quiet. And the challenge is to not let these experiences, speak about these experiences, do not let these experiences take away from validating the fact that you did have or experience certain abuses, or maybe your truth about the way that you speak about certain things. It was something that affected people. They don't want to hear about the truth. And you could, or they could, because I'm not trying to offend anybody. I want to use they because I feel that people accept things better when they feel like, oh, well, yeah, it doesn't have to be me. She's not talking to me directly, even if I am. Or you could be someone that's watching this for some, like this is not your placement, but they could be told that they lie, or they could lie or misconstrue the truth to be heard or to fit in, to be able to connect with people. They can be out of tune with everyday people and surroundings. I already talked about this. Could seem a little bit offbeat or out of connection with that. They may not think, or it appears that they do not have a typical mindset. I spoke about that already. And alongside of this, it's they may not be interested in just everyday stuff or relate to that. It could be this whole concept of, okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. and they have their own. So these individuals could be highly intelligent or into what they're into, not just because other people are into it, even if they want to be. It's just like some sort of disconnect sometimes. They can appear confused. Like there's not one pinpoint thought. They could talk in what ifs or in a confusing way. Like one thing could be another thing. And this could also get them taken advantage of. Just imagine wanting to say no about something, but then agreeing to it at the same time. They have to develop clear, concise decisions. They can experience spiritual attacks by way of others that they have to be around or have attachments to. Okay? And this definitely could take on a spiritual twist because, getting involved with the wrong people, being taught the wrong, the wrong stuff or certain things put in their mind. It could be something that affects them. Definitely have access to spiritual entities, like direct access. So someone that can be someone that has contacts or speaks to entities and not necessarily in a bad way, but these entities can affect them in a bad way, especially if they tend to use narcotics, alcohols, different paraphernalia, if you know what I mean. It can take and sometimes these individuals can do that in order to disconnect from this reality. And they can be, I said this, they can be offered paraphernalia, substances, etc. from others that they felt was good for them. Like being around the wrong influences. So I think that these people, a lot of their walk in life is, maybe to experience, to overcome certain adversaries, and maybe even their communication. They could use their communication style for healing. So maybe you're a writer. Maybe, the communication aspect has to be expressed in different ways. There could be stuff that maybe they don't need to say. It just depends. And this has been Gemini in the 12th house. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be big. Gemini in the 11th house individuals. Okay. So they could be able to handle turbulent or unpredictable situations better than others. That, the aspect of Gemini to where it's adaptable. So even in childhood, they could have found themselves, they're able to do this because they could have found themselves having to adapt to various situations. And even though they could have had their feelings about it, they could have had to their feelings had to be removed out of the situation in order to navigate in the way that they needed to be, or needed to be successful or to hold up in some type of way. They could be popular amongst associates, peers, friends, different people can know them. They can use these affiliations and networks to their advantage. These friends and associates can protect them or help. And on the other hand, there are some friends and associates that can't be trusted. So these individuals, they end up experiencing betrayal or, being amongst gossip, amongst people that are friends or associates that don't really know what's going on with their life because, with it being Gemini, this could be something that like you could know a lot of people, but they may not know you. There could be parts of yourself or your experience that you do not communicate. And there could be instances to where you connect with friends and associates and then there's distance there and then you come back and you pick up. So, we have this either or thing playing out, and they can manifest things that they want to achieve in life through using their mind and others helping them put this into motion. So typically And these are good manifestors, like manifestors of ideas and getting what they want. First of all, you're good talkers in order to get things, and then you are able to establish certain type of bonds or relationships with people to where they can help you in the long run, or they can help you and support you in accomplishing things that you want, and that you want to attribute in life. Their family can appear different than typical or normal. Friends can be like family. So this could be to where you maybe if your family is non-traditional or traditional, then the lifestyle that you take on is non-traditional, or vice versa. And you could have grown up to where you had friends that acted like family, or you seen friends like family and play that part. That there could be something different in your family dynamic and the culture. They can think different than others. So you're definitely people could say that you think weird. The way that you see things is weird, but it could be in an advanced way, ingenious like, and other people won't understand it. You have those people that do understand it. That's probably why you befriended those people, the people that you did or that you do have. But then there'll be other people that sees it as typical, non-traditional or very unorthodox with the way that you think, or with the way that they think. They could be viewed as having weird or awkward interests or friends, and they can suffer extreme betrayal. I talked about that already because I have my notes here too. They may be in situations where others may come to their aid, or they can come to the aid of others. So the reputation that you build is someone that, eventually shows up, shows up when it matters, or being a friend and holding those relationships as valuable. Like I said, you can see friends as family. They may have a destiny of doing or creating something that involves making life easier for others. And, this is the humanitarian placement as well. So if you have those type of ideas, because you could be there's a very innovative turn or twist to the minds of these people. And they could be very scientific, like maybe not even really believing in religion in some instances, or like in the scientific process, like as far as investigating research. They like to do research. Could even be scientists. It's more of could be operating seems the operation of these people in their minds can seem robotic as well, but highly intelligent. Yep, they are highly intelligent, but can have communication delays. There's a lot of individuals that could be highly intelligent that have communication delays. Especially if the planet here is retrograde, or could be advanced in communications and could even work in the area of communications as well. Okay, so this is Gemini in the 11th house. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'll be back. All right, so we have a Gemini in the 10th house, and Gemini in the 10th house individuals. There's a lot to be learned and then applied. So there's like some sort of methodology to your approach to life, and there's a methodology to the approach into the lives of these people and individuals. You're going to see me go from they to you, because I'm trying to keep it more they, them. So just ignore it, because I may not edit this out. I might just post it. So the technique is learning, applying, relearning, applying, demonstrations, seeing what works, overcoming challenges. These individuals can have to overcome challenges in communications, or thinking, more of thinking, because it can seem like they develop slower They develop more, not necessarily with what they learn, but how it affected them or how that they can use what they learn. They can have difficulties and challenges to overcome in everyday life and surroundings, and they may have to change environments and can be hard to break free from these said environments. But there could be something about these people that want to break free from their typical everyday, how they were raised, or the environment of that. They have to use their mind to get out of situations. Okay? So even situations that they could find it hard to break free from, or could be hard to break free from. It's important to think about, okay, so what are the steps that are supposed to be taken in order to do so? When other people could just make up their mind to be like, okay, I'm done with this, I'm leaving. It may not be so easy for Gemini in the 10th house people to do. And it could be because of their attachments or connections to other people. It could be because of the way they're thinking. It could be like a limited thinking. So there's different reasons. They can be about doing, building versus talking. So these are the type of people, they don't want to hear promises being made. You know how if somebody is to say, hey, you know what, let me borrow this money, I'm gonna pay you back, or I'm sorry, blase. A lot of Gemini in the 10th house individuals could be like, no, don't tell me that you're gonna pay it back, just pay it back. Don't apologize to me if you've done this multiple times or more than once, or you're gonna do it again. Okay, so it's more, and even you don't really typically see Gemini in the 10th house people necessarily talking about what they do. They do it. They prefer to just do it and let the result show for itself. Okay, now, granted, you can see people like teachers or people that like professors, even pastors. I know that that's like a 9th house, but people that would speak public, like radio hosts or DJs, come be in this house as well. Or someone known for their communicative persona. They can also be, I said a teacher, but a teacher of wisdom, because Saturn's here. So these individuals could have had a lot of experiences that caused them to have to alter their life or make different decisions. And they can use that. It creates wisdom. Wisdom is born in that space. And then they use that to help others or teach others with. They can feel that others are hard on them or expect more from them than they do from others. Especially like in a family dynamic. It could have just been to where there was a struggle here, or there was a lot of responsibility placed on these individuals that interfered with their ability to make choices that they wanted to make. They can find something to teach others, especially about life lessons. The father could have been harsh in communication or taught this a lot, even if this unwillingly happened, or taught this to them, even if this unwillingly happened. So it could have been something to where maybe there were strict boundaries placed on these individuals. And maybe they could have tried to make choices to seek validation from the father figure or some sort of person that played a huge part, a serious part in their life. And they can be a stern parental figure. So these individuals can be stern parental figures themselves that has some sort of structure in place, expectations in place. And, that's not a bad thing. Just be mindful of certain communication styles. Okay. All right. So this is Gemini in the 10th house individuals. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because I'll be back. Okay. So I'm back with Gemini in the 9th house. And these individuals could be internationally known. I mean, this is the 9th house. So they could be known by people in their everyday surroundings, but they could be known by other people from different cultures, different walks of life, different experiences. And these people themselves could have had that type of experiences in their lives. They have a mind of expansion, but can lack understanding or pursuit of how to get there. So yes, big ideas, want to do so much, want to advance, but then real life says that may be harder for me to do, or harder to do than harder to do than what's said or what's known. And I think that's more about a mindset. It's not that it could be, but it's more like a mindset. They can feel that others are negative minded towards knowledge and insight that can free them. So these individuals can actually be someone that brings, because of the experiences that they have, and what they know. You can learn about other cultures from social media nowadays. And because, I mean, there could be a conflict of interest, because let's say these individuals was raised Christian, but then came across some sort of experience, whether it's prison, whether it's travel, to where they learned about another type of religion, and then they come back and they want to talk about, or they have took upon some sort of culture of that new religion or what they learned about. Other people could find that to be an offense, or other people could reject that information that is like, okay, well, that's not Christianity, or that's not Buddhism. So why are you telling us this? We don't want any parts of that information. They can think negatively or see the immediate picture instead of the bigger picture. So 9th house is a house of expansion. Now, if this is not the people with displacement doing this is other people, individuals. They can have a spouse that, where they present ideas or they communicate ideas or what they want, and that spouse could just shut them down. Like, no, that's not something that I'm interested in doing. So there's some sort of limitation there. And these individuals could think negative, like have experiences in their life that show them the bigger picture. And this is something that there should be some sort of, like, these individuals are able to see the bigger picture, the broader picture, but sometimes they could think negatively about their association and how they fit into that bigger picture. Now, there's an other side of this too, to where the thought process or the shift in perspectives can help them get further in life and move past shortcomings and limitations and disadvantages. Others can be the reason for them not being able to make extreme progress in life. Yep. It's like, depending on what it is that, was taught to these individuals growing up, or who they affiliate themselves with. It's like knowing something, having access to knowledge and information, but then being like, okay, well, other people don't want to hear it, or I don't know how people are going to take it. So I'm just going to stay and be quiet and not do anything about it. But these people can also be very outspoken too. Don't get me wrong. Affirmations can assist with their progression. So it could be good. Affirmations is a good source of enlightenment and being able to overcome and surpass limitations. Daily affirmations, stating things, positive self-talk, or just self-talk, period. They could be a therapist, a minister, teacher, mentor, counselor, etc., and can benefit from seeking insight from these individuals. So there could be instances where they could become one of these individuals that other people go to for counsel, spiritual counsel. Did I say that as well? Or they can seek out or they could seek out assistance from these individuals as well. I mean, their whole thing is learning information and learning to expand. Also can be higher education plays a part. Now, there's two ways that this can play out, because these individuals can be highly educated or decide to not go that route. Because remember, Gemini here is opposing ninth house of higher education. They may have insight that others may go up against, and they can withhold information. Either way, you can have information that other people want or need. Some sort of learning and lessons take place before they can expand, because typically there's restrictions here. And then information, it's like knowledge is power. Helps these individuals move past limited knowledge or certain knowledges, perspectives that they have. And this can also put them in a position to where they go against maybe their cultural norms or what's expected, like from their siblings or immediate environments typically. Like have that foresight and that need to want to expand past that. They can make friends with other cultures, have combined families, learning through being taken outside of their usual environment. So travel can be involved even when it's uncomfortable, or some sort of shift in family dynamic could occur, and intersecting in cultures. And they can be out of the league of where they keep themselves at. So these individuals can keep themselves at a certain place, and downplay themselves, but in be in relationships and different things that they're out of the league. They're too advanced for, but they're settling. All right, thank you. That's been Gemini in the ninth house. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back. Okay, so we here with Gemini, the eighth house Gemini. And these individuals can have, because even though this could be a heavy placement, these individuals can have an extremely powerful mind. Can be excellent at psychology and can become a therapist or need to consult therapists themselves. So there could be different transformation process or we're dealing with the mental state, positive or negative. And there's like going through, they may need help tapping into what's mentally blocking them or emotionally blocking them, and then or either help other people do this. They could have been verbally abused or witnessed some dark things or having some dark thoughts or thoughts that, may take on a more sexual nature. They can find it hard to communicate or talk about how they feel. And they can be great at business and accumulating finances through others. Here's a placement where through maybe talking, you can see a little bit of con artists here. Not every single time, but I'm just saying. Talking and networking and affiliations or other people being married, going into business could accrue this person or this individual debt or put them in contact and access to finances by way of other people. And that's how business works. Other people's finances. They can feel used by others as well. Betrayal can occur amongst the most intimate of relationships. So here, it's good to have something set in stone when it comes to doing partnerships, businesships, and marriages with other people. I mean, it'd be so hard to detach from people that they get involved with, especially if those people can cause them harm, danger, financial decline. It's like, okay, well, I might just be safe staying here, or better off just staying here. Their mind play tricks on them. Emotions are connected to their finances. This is another placement to where the way they think about themselves and their finances, the way they think about themselves and their emotions affect finances, financial gain, financial loss. They can become intimate with friends. Friendships take on various transformations, plays different parts in their lives. There could be some sort of severe or extreme attachment to environments or experiences from these environments. They could seem detached in intimate and personal relationships due to abuse. So abuse that they experience could impede on their ability to healthily connect with others. Can help assist others with making needed changes in life. Through knowledge, through helping them talk through situations, through giving them insight. And these individuals overcome financial hardships through working on the very things they try to suppress. So remember that finances grow as they work on their inner selves and their psychology and their emotions and detaching, So yeah, this has been Gemini in the 8th house. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because I will be back. Okay, so I'm back with Gemini in the 7th house. And with these individuals, relationships, other people is definitely a thing. And it's kind of straight to the point, to be honest with you. So they come across many different people. So these individuals could know a lot of people, could have multiple marriages, or get married later, take relationships serious later. It just depends. And they could be popular. That comes with knowing different people. That comes with knowing people that could be popular, especially amongst their immediate environment and communities. And they could be popular through their affiliations through other people and like their spouse or something of the sort. They can be known through others that know them, basically. They may experience multiple relationships or relationship partners. People can find them attractive as well. They can experience being backstabbed by others. And it's, oftentimes I do see individuals with displacement suggest that other people, they were limited in some type of way through their affiliations and relationships through other people. And, whether that's backstabbing that takes place or whether that is them putting other people first, like making decisions based on other people versus what they need to do. They can experience, okay, I said that, but they may experience paranoia associated with other individuals, depending on their experiences with other people, other individuals, and if they've trusted before, or how can they trust them, depending on what their relationships and interactions are with other people. They could experience paranoia associated with other people. They can have multiple marriages, which is I said, because it's easy to come in contact with other people. As you find out, as they grow, they may have different perspectives about life, which can suggest that they change. And sometimes changes in relationships, if it's happening too quick or how it happens, can affect marriages and relationships. So these individuals, through knowledge and information and foresight, can outgrow the people that are around them. They can seek fairness from involvements with others. Here we see situations dealing with divorce, having to make major decisions on this, like dealing with what's combined between the partners, like legally, how do we separate this? What do I get out of the situation? What do you get out of the situation type thing? And they can also be very smart, outsmart people. So in return, some people may or may not trust them because they feel that there's always something to these individuals that they do not know. And there's always some theme dealing with other people. But like I said, they could be well known, they could be popular, possibly even famous. And they could be well known by other people through their knowledge, the knowledge that they possess, or the way that they think. And they can help other people. I don't know, maybe some of these individuals could make it to being judges or lawyers, relationship counselors, give advice, and their family could play a part in the demise or of their relationships, or introducing them to their relationship partners as well, or they meet their partners or spouses through other people. Right. All right, thank you. This has been Gemini in the 7th house. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because I will be back. Okay, so this is Gemini in the 6th house. These individuals may do or be interested in work that requires the use of the mind. Okay, so they're good at being able to, in jobs where they are doing work that they have to think, prepare. That could be writing. It could be a math teacher. It could be someone that's in the field of research and study. They could do stuff like study behavior. And they could be good at trivia as well, like solving complicated problems. They could find it hard to escape coworkers. So coworkers and work is a big theme in their life, and they may become a big part of their lives. I have notes here too. Some kind of way, it's like they can't escape work. In those relationships, they can actually find a relationship partner develop from their workspaces. I'm not saying that that's the best thing to do, but because that could lead to all kinds of different types of scandals as well. But it can happen. They can be hard to focus on work when personal relationships are involved. So these individuals, their money and finances is definitely sometimes contingent, if that makes any sense, on their relationships that they have with people. So negative relationships can distract them in the way that they make their money. And they could be seen as like highly attractive, like their mind and stuff, the way that they communicate, their style at work. That could be a problem. That's the problem. Why they constantly coming in contact with these relationships? Their work can involve communications or writing. They could be responsible for others, vice versa. So it could be like some sort of team or relationship building dynamic at work. They can be easily distracted or juggle a lot at one time and can be working on a lot. And their partner and them can work together, which is, I mentioned this already. There could be themes of pets, associated with owning pets through other people, enemies or competition, even when they're not trying to do so. People come in, it seems like people come from their spot, or people could find them a threat as if they're coming for their spot. They could find like work and stuff in their environment. I think a good way for these people to escape their work environment is possibly do something to where they work online, or they have some sort of business or something. You still won't escape it, but I'm just saying, because it's so lots of responsibility or lots of local patterns, going to different drive-through fast food restaurants, stores, local patterns. And their family could play a very big part in their responsibilities too, in their local environments and affiliations. Okay, so this has been Gemini in the 6th house. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because I will be back. Okay, so next we have Gemini in the 5th house. Okay, so these individuals are known for their unique ways of communicating. And at times can feel misunderstood by others when it's just like they're expressing themselves, they're living their lives, they don't understand why other people are finding it offensive, and other people take issue with that. It's like other people take issue. Yeah, you have those supporters, but then you have those other people that's just like, okay, yeah, you should. I tell you why, because they feel threatened by the fact that you can just be you. That's why. And you can get attention on doing it. They could come off as passionate or emotional when expressing themselves. So communication can emotionally move other people. So when they're passionate and they're expressing something, other people could be personally affected by it. And it depends, because sometimes, I mean, that could be a good thing when it comes to selling things, expressing things, getting demonstrations of your talent and your uniqueness. And then it could be something to where other people are like, oh, I don't really want to feel your emotions. Like, it could be something that could be intense. These individuals could be multi-talented and skilled, have different skill sets. They can come off or be seen as showing up in different ways, different than typical, and embracing that, have the ability and the capability of embracing that. They can be skilled in unique ways, even with information. So giving out information, teaching. This could be like a creative teacher that delivers information in their own unique ways, maybe that other people can understand, maybe has some sort of connection to children even. So yeah, they can be a teacher, especially of talents and others. So this could be someone that's like a dance teacher, art teacher, influencer, someone that teaches skills. A piano teacher, someone, a band teacher, a gymnastics teacher, soccer coach or something. And they can be risky in love. So these individuals can take risk in love that maybe is not the best, the best decisions. And they date a lot of people, or a lot of people could be interested in dating them, and others can try to imitate them. So, yep, because you're seen as someone, with unique or some sort of leader. You might have to be some sort of leader or be seen as that, even if you don't want to be. And others could definitely imitate these individuals. Okay. So this has been Gemini in the 5th house. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back. All right. So we have Gemini in the 4th house. Gemini in the 4th house themes. Family can be important to them, and they could be dedicated to family, like extremely loyal to their family. If the family could occupy a lot of their time, they can feel emotionally detached or not know how to express emotions, even though they feel them. So this individual could definitely be someone that's awkward if having to express or tap into emotions that manipulate their feelings. So they communicate and express their feelings in the way that they do. It may not be typical emotional expression of feelings. Do and show commitment and security through what they can do. So instead of always communicating their feelings or communicating their feelings in a certain way, they could show devotion or show that they care in different ways. Their mother could have said harsh words to them or lacked understanding for them. Or the mother could have taught them serious lessons on life and security, even if it wasn't through communication. So through the examples, like through the experiences and through the interactions with the mother, they experienced knowledge, or they gained knowledge and information or lessons through that. And this could be another reason, because if they lacked emotional care, like vulnerability and those type of interactions from their mother or from their caretaker, it could be hard to demonstrate that. So the mother could have if there was no verbal abuse taking place or harshness, maybe not abuse but harshness, the mother could have wanted to teach them lessons, like talk to them about life or show that they care in different ways and just emotional. It could be like the mother's like, well, I had to work, and me providing security, money, or finances, that meant I loved y'all. I loved you, you know? So yeah, the mother could have tried to teach them about life verbally, and that could have introduced them to things that maybe they were not ready to hear or maybe not ready to understand. But at the same time, it could have put them in a position to where they looked at life or view life as like serious versus some emotional state of being. They can have double family or present themselves one way in front of family. So it could be that these individuals know, like, let's say that there's certain things that is accepted in the family dynamic and was culturally known, even though they can have other knowledge. So this person could be knowledgeable about the cult practices, the different mystical systems, even a certain religion, because a family could be, or family dynamic could be Christian, but this person could have insight or knowledge or be interested in Buddhism or Muslim teachings and principles, and they can show up. It's like, okay, well, when I go here and I be with the family, I'm not going to really expose this other information. Like they could, I'm not saying that they don't, but they could, but they know they could want to keep that security or that foundation safe. They may not want to face the backlash by introducing what they know. However, these individuals could definitely be tasked with or known for being able to introduce their family and their family to different cultural norms and religions and teachings, like different information. They could be known to do that, or they could. They may have to break traditional norms of security by way of how they grew up. So this could be something to where they consciously do, like they seek out to surpass through information, through doing things differently. They don't want the same family dynamic for their family. Or this could be something that they want to do, that they could want to do, but it seemed as untraditional or not the typical normal approach that their family would take. And, the behavior could seem risky to their family security. They can adapt in any situation. Like that's what life taught them. That's what the whole mothering experience taught them. That's what not putting their emotions at the forefront and logically thinking about things taught them how to navigate situations, adapt to different spaces, even if it's hard. And they think their way through emotions. I already said that. But once again, the family dynamic plays a very big part, and these individuals could be here to break traditional norms in the way that they see fit. Okay, thank you. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Okay, so we're back with Gemini in the third house, which this Gemini loves being here. This is Mercury ruled house. Gemini rules this house, and so it's a strong house to have Gemini in. I will say that. These individuals are curious individuals, curious people, even as children, which is parents could have found that as a delight, because these individuals are smart and highly intelligent. Parents could have found that as a delight, or could have found that as trickery and rebellious, because they definitely could be rebellious. It's like, don't just tell me something, prove it. Or I know better. You can't just trick me. And like I said, they're highly intelligent. They can be great with communication and sales. Really, really good. The stipulation could possibly be other hard aspects to this third house. and Mercury let's say you have Mercury Gemini retrograde or a planet here in Gemini retrograde. That could be the stipulation. And you can see communications get better over time. Other than that, could be great in communications, sales, teaching, excellent teacher on anything. Pick something to teach it. Teach it online. Make money off of it. And you may know more than one thing to teach. You may be good at more than one thing. Remember, we talk about the jack of all trades. And people love to throw the jack of all trades and master of none out there like it's a bad thing. In this day and age, you being the jack of all trades is probably better than mastering one thing. Teacher, they could be known around their community by what they teach, just by like through their family or like their culture, who they are, because they could be very social, making connections like that, networking like that. It could be very good to have Gemini in the third house individuals on your team. Okay. They can find it hard to communicate with people that they are familiar with. So this is the thing, because even though it depends, because let's say that Gemini in the third house is like thinking big, thinking about things different, having like ideas, and they're just like, oh yeah, wherever they're at, whether they're at a job, company, friendship, family, whatever, church, their thought process can challenge other people in a way to where the people could not relate to them or find them to be a disturbance, or it's a word that I'm looking for, make them feel uncomfortable, because Gemini questioning certain things and bringing certain truths could make other people feel uncomfortable, because that means that they have to change. They could have let's say you're friends with a pastor, and then you start talking about, or you're like, you're a member of a church, but then you start talking about how, well, I think religion should be questioned and blase, blase, blase. Then they're going to find a threat to you. You being what you're saying to be a threat, because now you're about to mess up their whole existence. Okay, well, I'm the usher in the church. I don't want to know how, I want to believe in what it is that I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? Well, I'm a pastor. You telling me this is taking my members away, possibly. It's like it could be received as a threat. So Gemini in the third house could like not want to communicate with these individuals and find it easier, especially in this day and age, to find communities that they can connect with through truth and through knowledge, certain knowledge that they have and certain information. They can have a negative mindset. So people could be like, okay, you're thinking negative, even if you are telling the truth about something. And not to mention, there could be times where this placement could think negative or be negative thinkers or restrictive thinkers. So there's a lot more that you can do, or they can do, but they could be restrictive in that delivery or the foresight of it. Now, excellent at manifesting ideas. Okay. Coming up with stuff, giving other people ideas, manifesting ideas. So be careful about talking about or oversharing ideas that you really want for yourself, because other people can definitely take it and steal it and, make it a thing for themselves. Especially like if Venus or something, Venus and Gemini is here. Sun and Gemini is here. Or just having, by way of your sign, your house is Gemini in the third house, sitting in the third house. Planets being here activates it though, more or less. May have to be responsible for siblings. or good at speech or have speech impediment. So it could be really good at speech, speaking, communicating, or have speech impediment depending on the positioning of the planet. What's going on here. And how the planet has been aspected. They can have it can be hard for them to make decisions or work at too many things at one time. So yes, even though Gemini is known for being able to take on multiple things at one time, the problem is not necessarily being able to take on more, because these people could be doing multiple things at one time, but it can be hard to finish something. So just be mindful of that. And they outthink or outsmart other people, which is I talked about. It could just be unfair. It could just be an unfair. People could be like, oh my God, that's, it's unfair. It's an unfair match here, or unfair competition, or, these people can run circles around other people. And they could be accused of being a liar. And can be manipulative of others or try to manipulate them. So you could be manipulative of other people with the way that they're able to outsmart people, or other people could try to manipulate them, and they don't like that at all. Okay. All right. So this is Gemini in the third house. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'll be back. Okay. So we're narrowing it down with Gemini in the second house. Now, hands down, Gemini in the second house could be excellent at manifesting things. This is physical, the physical house of possessions, house of assets. So networking could be really good for these individuals as well, like selling things to people, asking for raises, bonuses, or just being able to produce the work that other people see and want to give. So let's just say there's a job offer, and Gemini in the second house could be like, oh yeah, I seen that, that the pay is $17 an hour. Can I go for 20? Or the pay is between $17 and $28 an hour. Can I go for 28? Well, the person might negotiate. Well, what about 25? Well, yeah, okay, you can negotiate. I actually have college or this skill set. I've been doing this for X amount of years. So very good at manifesting ideas, like actually physically producing things the ideas that come to mind. Do you get what I'm saying? That's awesome. They can like to use their minds to gain. So maybe don't like to do a lot of frivolous thinking. It's like their minds could be accustomed to, okay, so what can I get? What can I gain? How can I make more money? What do I want? What do I want to attain? Gotta be careful. The mind is very important here, because they could think of themselves as not worthy of having certain things and then not have it. Or they can think of themselves as worthy of having certain possessions, certain things, and obtaining it, and then can get it. It just depends on how the mindset is. Others can take their ideas, same thing as pretty much all the Gemini placements, especially the third house or any one of these manifesting houses. And they may want to achieve more than others in their immediate environment. So there could be always this, other people could be complacent, and Gemini in the second house individuals will be like, no, this is not enough, or I want something different out of life. They want something different, a different quality of life than maybe they had growing up, or than what other people could be trying to achieve. It could just be like, no, I know I can do better. I know I can have more. So who's to stop me, and they can teach others how to grow the life they want through what they learn. So definitely these people could be someone that teach, you have a social media site or something that they do to make money, to where they teach other people how to get money, or how to, this could be like a life coach, to where they're like, hey, know your worth. And this is how you go about the steps of knowing your worth, or getting what you're worth, or, fixing your life, or, how to purchase real estate. The physical things that they could teach people how to do. how to do trading and stocks. They can want to seek comfort, but their environment can make it hard for them to do so. So it could also be this thing to where it's like, okay, yeah, I want to be comfortable here, but I can't settle. Something about my environment won't let me settle. It could be for different reasons, because maybe they're thinking too big, which is they're not really thinking too big, but the people could be thinking too small, or not really syncing up or connecting, making those connections with them, because it's like apples, oranges. And they could be detached emotionally, but physical with others, vice versa. Emotionally detached, so it could have this physical way of expressing care. And this could be something that was done or presented amongst them being raised, where physical possessions and attributes and things that could be obtained was highly important, or it could have been something that they did not get or receive in childhood, so they set out to in life to be able to have what it was that they did not get to have when they, growing up. Okay. All right. So this is Gemini in the second house. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, because, I'll be back. Okay. Last but not least, Gemini in the first house. So, these individuals to be seen as two different people, depending on who they come across or depending on who knows them. So it could just be like, oh yeah, I see them. Some people could be like, oh, I see them as popular. I see them as creative. I see them as talkative. I see them as talented. I see them as, like different people, different. It can seem like different faces, but it just depends, because, Gemini whole thing is, I know this until I know something else. So depending on what phase that they're in life is depending on who you would get, according to how their perspectives shift and change. And they approach the world with multiple perspectives. Okay. They can be intelligent. They can have an intelligent approach to life. So they approach life through information, through intelligence, through what they can teach, what they can learn, information that they can pass on, and vice versa. It's like the compass of navigating the world. It's like, okay, let me pick your mind for a little bit. And that happens through communication. That happens through associations. They can be overthinkers, and this could be a good thing, or it could get in the way of, because a certain sort of paranoia comes up too with this. Because overthinking can lead to worration or stress sometimes. Being betrayed or feeling paranoid, dealing with others. That could be that paranoia approach. These are very or highly imaginative individuals. So they could be creative and use their imagination to navigate life, which could actually work in their favor, because the mind is a very powerful thing, but it could put some of them in positions to where they don't navigate life realistically. They could be writers or communicators or teachers, helping other people, teaching other people how to see the world differently and approach situations differently. And they could be extremely charismatic and could get their way. They could have attractive bodies, attractive minds, mindsets, and attractive personalities. And they can be highly curious individuals. So they'll try things that other people won't. They'll question belief systems. They'll question things that other people won't. And others can attack them because of this. They can feel that they learn through other people. Other people help shape their experiences. And they bring a unique approach to their image. So there's going to be something distinct about these people that is specific to them. And through them being their authentic self. And they can double team. Like this is another individual or the placement of Gemini to where they could just run circles around people. They can get work finished very fast. It's an intuitive link to knowledge. go pick up a book, skim it, and be like, oh yeah, I know what that means. Gemini in the third house could do that too, you know. But it's like, oh, I don't even need to have to read the whole thing. It's like, I know. It's a very intuitive, intellectual approach to life and experiences. All right, this has been Gemini in the first house. I'm Butterflies of Light. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because you know I'll be back.